Hi guys, welcome. My name is Josephine Wells. If you love affordable fashion, lifestyle, and skincare, you are in the right place. Here with me, my name is Cassie. I live in Arizona with my family. We are here to show you how to get some quality pieces on an affordable price. That's what this channel is. I want to embrace the body that you currently live in. Our motto here is to love the body you're in. So without further ado, let's get into what I want to talk about today. So it's 2025. A lot of stuff is going on, including some new trends. The new trends that we have going on, it's called Trend Alert. India sleaze style is taking over. Let's talk about it so we can find out how we're going to embrace that 2025 slay. Let's talk trends. Forget the clean girl aesthetic, because the biggest trend of 2025 is loud and messy and unapologetically chaotic. It's that gritty, glamorous look you thought you left on your closet floor, and it has officially clawed its way back. We're talking about return of India sleaze, the aesthetic that defined the late 2000s. But this isn't just about a history lesson, guys. The 2025 revival is here. It's evolved. So how do you wear it without looking like you're in 2008 time capsule? Well, I'm here to break down what India sleaze is, why it's exploding right now, and how to build the look for today. So let's get a little bit of history about it. To get India sleaze, you have to go back to the world between 2000 and 2012. It was a whole cultural vibe bubbling up from music scenes with bands like Strokes, MGMT. It's just a whole lot of bands, both black and white. This was the era of MySpace. Y'all remember that? I do. And grainy flash photography, documenting a very specific kind of chaotic nightlife. The aesthetic was a chaotic mashup of grunge, punk, 80s glam. The uniform was anything that looked like you found it at a thrift store. And you know I love shopping thrift stores. But this isn't just a history lesson about the 2012 revivals here. It's evolved. So how do you wear it? We'll break that down. What India sleaze is, why it's exploding right now, and how to build the look for today. So, to get into India sleaze, you have to go back to the world between 2006 and 2012. It was a whole cultural vibe bubbling up from the music scenes with bands like the Strokes, MGMT. This was the era of MySpace. You guys remember the hell out of that. And grainy flash photography, documenting a very specific kind of chaotic nightlife a little bit. The aesthetic was a chaotic mashup of grunge, punk, the 80s glam. The uniform was anything that looked like it was found at a thrift store. Rip tights, vintage band tees, and that essential leather jacket. The attitude was everything, a mix of disheveled elegance celebrating chaos. Icons like Kate Moss and Alexa Chung mastered the look. So why is this gritty aesthetic back? First of all, the 20-year trend cycle is right on time. Everything comes around 20 years later, letting the Gen Zs discover the look for the first time. But more importantly, it's a rejection of the hyper-cultured clean girl aesthetic. India sleaze is unfiltered, messy antidote to all that sterile perfection. It's a collective craving for something more real, more expressive. The revival is also deeply connected to sustainability. At its heart, it is a style built on vintage thrifting. Finally, the 2025 version is more inclusive, embracing gender fluidity and body diversity in a way the original did not do back in 2000. I'm going to put together my perspective on the 2025 look for India sleaze. So I picked out some items. What I did was I went ahead and looked back in my closet for some oversized items that I don't necessarily wear. I'm more of a kind of clean girl type look. I love that look. It's perfect But you know, in the wintertime, if I was living in a different state, this is Arizona, so it's always hot. It doesn't get really cool until around January, February. It gets a little bit cooler. So I incorporated some items I had, like my chunky shoes I don't often wear. I like having t-shirts. You know I love, if you've been a fan of mine on this channel, you know I love vintage t-shirts. I get all my t-shirts online, or I go to a thrift store to pick them up, because I'm just hanging around in a t-shirt. I want to pair it with something elegant and something grungy. That's the kind of vibe I like, to mush that up. So that's what my India is going to sort of look like. But I'm going to put together some looks. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about how I put this whole look together. So stay tuned. Okay guys, let me move my camera up and we're going to talk about this first little look. Okay, so let's get into this look. First, I have my little oversized extra large t-shirt, and this little skirt right here, I've had it for a while. I just have never worn it very much. It did have a slip that was underneath here, a little covering, but I took that out because if I'm going to wear it, I would wear it with something like this. You can always, if you're just going to wear this, you can just wear it like this with a little skirt, kind of like a skirt made out of taffeta or something. Mine has little colors underneath it. So I put that on. I can either let this all the way down so it covers the skirt, but I like it kind of tied on the side so it shows just a little bit of leg in the back. And then in the back, it kind of cups my hips just a little bit, which I think is super cute. The shoes I put on with these are my little chunky heels from Steve Madden. On my chunky heels I got from Steve Madden that I thought fit this look actually great. And what I'm going to toss onto this to really get that India sleeve type look is I'm going to go ahead and put my little leather jacket on with this. So this is sort of the vibe that I have going when I think about India sleeve. So it is just a little bit chaotic. I have my jacket on. I've got on something super sexy with my little skirt here that's just all twisted up, but pretty much gives me that. And you can always put, if you have one that's see-through and you don't want to show any leg or thigh, you can certainly switch this up, leave the insert in there. But I just thought this was what I wanted to go with. And then I just tossed on, as far as jewelry is concerned, this is an old necklace that I got from Goodwill. I haven't worn it in a while. It's just nice and chunky. And then I have on my other little staple piece. I put that on. I put in my big hoop earrings because I thought it would look super cute with this look. And then, of course, my little afro hair to take me back to the day. And this is what I came up with. So this is easy to pull off. You know, I got a little bit of leg showing on the side, which, like I said, that's just a Cassie thing. I like something that's going to look elegant. If I get cold, I can always put my jacket on. It's giving that India sleeve vibe. But I look put together. You can put shorts on underneath this. I just don't have any on right now. And then if you just don't want to wear it tied up, you can wear it. You can wear it laid down too. I just like it tied up. I think it gives it a sexy feel, but yeah. So let's get into this next look. This is just my super laid back sort of glam look with this. I got this t-shirt from Goodwill. It is a men's extra large. I just love how it has a pop of color in here, and then I have it with my along with my pearl necklaces. I would pair this with something that's going to really make everything come together. So I am going to pop on two things. Let me grab this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is my son's old jacket. It's too small for him. It was a suit that I purchased for him when he was in high school. I think he was graduating. So I got this little suit. He can no longer wear it. So technically it's thrifted to me. So I thought to get my India sleeves look, and I have on these little sprinkly pants that kind of give that little vibe. to them of a little bit of glam. I layered my pearls. You know, pearl girl. And then I'm going to pop on this little jacket here. I'm going to pull this up so that my sweatshirt kind of shows through it a little bit, and then sort of like making sure the lining of the jacket does not show, but just the sweatshirt. So I have that on. Now this alone is super cute, but girl, you know, I'm gonna amp it up with these red heels. These are some heels I got from Nordstrom's. They were originally $165. I got $110. I got them for $38.50. And this is what they look like. Super cute. Lots of little bows on them. Very comfortable. Now with this look, you can of course put some fishnets or something underneath that, but because my pants are so long, it's unnecessary that I do that. So I'm just gonna end the sweatshirt, and then you went ahead and put on color on the shoes. So, and I don't think you can see my shoes, but sort of. You can get the full look. You see the shoes. So this is another little version for me for India sleeves. I have on a vintage t-shirt. I've got some pearls on that kind of glam it up. My pants have a little bit of shimmer in them. So, yeah. This is my look. I love the shoes. They give me a pop of color at my feet. So yeah, now of course you can put glasses on with this. These little glasses right here are so retro. I love that they are round, give me a little bit of added. So I would just put these on. And this is the look I will be doing. So let's get into this last look. With this last one, I just put on my favorite t-shirt and my little bubble skirt. With this one, I am not going to do ripped. Yeah, we're not doing the ripped jeans thing. That's not my vibe. Maybe back in the day it was, but girl, I'm too old for that. I just put on my chunky jewelry. I put on some little fishnets that do have the lines. I think these are super cute, although my boyfriend is not a fan of fishnet stockings, so but I do have some. And then I just tossed on this little vest that actually came from that same little suit that I had for my son. And then I just put on this little necklace to give it a vibe. Now, I can either leave the vest open or I can do a middle button so it's like that. I do have it tied in the back, but you can always loosen that up if you choose to. This can be worn a few different ways. You can put it on with a pair of chunky heels, which will make it look cute. I'll just pop these on. If you were like going out, this is what you decided to wear, because you want to go for that relaxed kind of grunge look, these little patent leathers look cute. It's a little platform to them. It's patent leather. It's the big platform heels that we used to wear back in 2012, 2008. So yeah, but for me, what brings this look together is a pair of little grungy boots. These are some of my old boots. I don't wear them anymore unless I'm like working outside in the yard or something like that. But for this look, these are perfect. They have gold accents on them. They're kind of wore down, like you could have gotten them from the Salvation Army or a Goodwill place. And that's what this is kind of like how I would wear this. So yeah, I would of course probably leave this open. I might fasten the top one if I was really trying to be cute, but I want people to see my t-shirt. I think it's super cute and I absolutely love it. So this is my last look and the front. So I hope you enjoyed this inspiration on the 2025 alert for style. It is not something that everybody's going to gravitate to. I think nowadays the Gen Zs are dressing casually. They aren't doing the clean girl sassy look. It's just, you know, the older generation, we're more into that look. But this is a vibe. And you're going to absolutely love it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Jessica Queen Wells, and we are here to find you quality fashion that you're going to love living in. Girl, love yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much, and welcome to the family.